Hey there crafters, Louise with you today. Here is part 2 of the mixed media background that I created while I was making an art journal. So off camera I am stitching a circle around that big old blob of blue and green mess that I made in the middle there. That's the thing about mixed media, sometimes it starts off really ugly and you just have to keep creating. If you feel like you've created and you can't possibly go any further, then it might be time to destroy it or flip it over and use the clean slate on the other page. So in this case I actually quite like what I've got going on here, and I'm going to just enhance that with a few more little fun mixed media techniques. So I'm just taking some acrylic paint and a little makeup sponge, and because I am scrapbooking a birthday photo, I wanted to use numbers. So I pulled out an old Tim Holtz stencil and I'm using the numbers portion of that in that background just to add a little bit of extra interest. I kind of find this is a good way if you've got some not nice spots that you want to cover up in that background. This is a good way to do it. But the flip side of that is sometimes you can actually enhance them. So be careful how you use this technique. Now, again, using up my mixed media stash, so I pulled out a slightly different stencil and a Color Blast paste, and I'm trying to remember what this one is. I think this one is Envy. It's one of my favorites actually. It's that sort of tealy turquoise kind of color palette, and I love to have circles in my background, so I really think that this is a great stencil to use. You can see how this one actually comes together. This is probably the only part that I don't really like when I turn the stencil on an angle. This does not fit great with the stenciling in my background, but it was already on there, so I ran with it. And as you can see, I actually damaged my photo by putting my wet stencil on top of it. So that wasn't very smart, but never mind, just print another photo, easy enough. Now, because I had started with sort of a navy background in mind, but it was quite heavy on the green, I decided to pull some papers from my stash, and of course I'm going to go with lots of blues. So different papers that I just keep. If you've watched any of my other videos, I store all of my papers by colour, so it's really easy in this case. When I know what colour I want to use, I can grab whatever I want and get that onto a layout. Using cheesecloth is a really great way to add texture in the background. So I'm going to break up my layers behind the photo with some cardstock and just a little pop of cheesecloth poking out from behind. So this is a really simple layout. There's not a great deal of stuff going on. It's just a mixed media background that I had on my desk. I've enhanced it a little bit with a little bit more color, some stitching and paste. I'm going to create some layers and call this layout complete. So I like how this one came together. I hope that you enjoyed that and you've taken some inspiration from me in some way, shape or form. And if you haven't already, please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. I'm hoping to get some more content out this year and get back into my crafting. So thanks for watching.